I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know what anyone is thinking when they take a polar plunge into a National Hockey League dressing room's cold tub after a game. In this edition of Forces of Hockey, Professor Lou explains the method to this madness.
Ooh, Professor Lou here, and welcome to my laboratory for another edition of Forces of Hockey. The Ice Bucket Challenge became the latest social media craze this summer. But did you know that the Caps perform their own version of the challenge as a normal part of their routine? It's true, and it's the topic of today's lesson, the cold tub. If you're like me, you're probably wondering why anyone would hop into a bathtub full of freezing cold water. It sounds crazy, but when it comes down to it, the Caps are just applying good science. Cold water therapy has two distinct advantages: speeding up recovery time and reducing pain. Let's start with recovery. Each and every one of the Caps pushes their bodies to extremes when they go all out on the ice. But when muscles are pushed to the max, they are often forced to produce energy anaerobically, that is, without oxygen, which results in lactic acid. Lactic acid is what causes the muscles to burn. And here is where the cold tub truly shines as a recovery method. You see, cold water therapy speeds up the body's ability to clear or remove lactic acid by forcing blood vessels to constrict or tighten. This response squeezes lactic acid out of muscles and into deeper blood vessels, where it's then diluted and neutralized by the body. That means less muscle pain and, as a result, quicker recovery. But that's not all. Intense exercise increases adrenaline production, and hopping into a cold tub slows the adrenaline rush, signaling to the body that it needs to take a break from physical activity. Think of it as an ice-cold nap for our muscles. In addition to speeding up recovery time, cold water therapy is also proven to reduce pain. Between blocking booming shots, dishing out bone-jarring hits, and trading haymakers with other bruisers, the Caps' bodies are bound to take a licking. In this sense, think of a cold tub as a giant ice pack. But rather than localizing the treatment to one small area, a cold tub allows the Caps to surround and treat entire large muscle groups like their quads, hamstrings, and glutes. For more on these cold, hard facts, and I mean cold, let's check in with Professor Brouwer at Kettler Capital's Iceplex.
Thanks, Professor Lou. Well, you caught me right after practice, and I'm relaxing my muscles the best way I know how. Sure, it's a little chilly, but the recovery benefits are well worth it. In fact, I did a little background research prior to today's lessons to confirm the facts. According to researchers in Ireland, cold water therapy can reduce muscle soreness by up to 20%.
You feel good later on in the day? Yeah, you do. You know, usually the process in the tub though, let's say the first 20 seconds, 30 seconds is a little numb, and then you kind of numbs off after that, and you kind of get in your little routine after that. So you got to bear with the first minute, I'd say. First minute, you're good to go.
I usually in the cold tub for like 5 minutes, but it's probably like worst 5 minutes in my life. But after the cold tub, I feel pretty good. The legs are fresh, so it's really good for you. But it's a hell when you're in there.
I usually put a towel around my neck. I take about 1/4 of an inch and bite into it on the left side. So I wrap a towel, bite, and just go to a happy place for a quick second.
Back to you, Professor Lou.
Thanks, Professor Brouwer. By now, you've seen and heard about all the great benefits that a cold water bath can have on a hockey player. And you know what? If it's good for Professor Brouwer, then it's good for me. That's it for this week's Forces of Hockey. See you next time.